This is just a disclaimer. I'm not trying to steal anything from Jeff Raymond, but I figured the title of this was fitting, so that's why I'm putting it in there. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, neighbors brought their header over here this morning. It is Wednesday morning. I had to do some welding on it. I don't know if there's supposed to be a coupler on this one or what, but they had done some welding on it and it broke again, so they brought it over here. I welded it up for them. This header last year, I don't know if you can see it. There's a bunch of welding on this wobble box, where this wobble box bolts on down in here. It was all busted up, fell apart on them, and so I pulled it all apart and welded it all up, and they said don't do that great of a job on it, we're going to trade it off before next year. And looks like they traded it off before this year, so I keep giving them crap about it too. But it is what it is. What was I doing? Yeah, I was blowing the air filter out for the combine. Gonna go through and grease it up. Got the 45, I think it's 40, yeah, somewhere around 45 acres done on the other side of town yesterday of beans, and brought the combine back home last night. And the kid brought that tractor and wagons back after dumping them last night. The other tractor and set of wagons is still sitting across town. So just going through and checking vitals and blowing out the air filter and whatnot on the combine here. So getting it ready. Hopefully the sun comes out, wind's blowing. Didn't really have much dew last night. The beans are right at about 13.5 for moisture. All my beans go to town. I pay the storage in there, and I don't store any of them. The bins, I got them government bins up there that I put them in for a few years, but it is such a pain in the butt trying to get them. I don't have a green back, and it is a pain in the butt trying to get them out of them two bins. So I just take them to town, store them in there. But well, I gotta put a tick of oil in this, splash of antifreeze. Still haven't, I don't know if it uses a little bit of antifreeze. It had a leak on it a couple years ago. There's a line. That ain't gonna pick it up. One of the lines right there that runs up to the cab for the heater had a hole in it, and that was the deal with that a couple years ago. That seemed to really, but it still, every once in a while you gotta add some antifreeze to it. So we're gonna top off fluids and do a fire up. I gotta move this header. I'm gonna fire it up, bag it up over here, blow it down, and grease it up and oil it and go get the header. So be back in a bit. Okay, fluids are all topped off on it. So let's fire it up and back it up to the shop there and blow her off. Do a cold start on her, I guess. Phone said it was 42 degrees. So, see if I can set you guys up here. So we can do a Alright, we'll see if we can do a cold start for you. Area B, TR99 cold start, 42 degrees. Well, it's Wednesday night. Didn't get very far on the 40 here at the house. Decided to oil down all my belts. I got get this all power washed off yet tonight so it can sit and dry. Oh, this hose right here. Put a splice in it. She decided to rupture today and just covered everything in hydraulic oil, so gonna have to, like I said, power wash it all off. Everything just covered in oil. Oh, so that'll make for a great makes for a great time. Try to get it all. Basically, yeah, you got to come through right up there because the grain tank was, of course, almost full. Oh shoot. You gotta snake your way in through right here, and well, it ends up being this hydraulic line right here. Comes around back in there. You can't see nothing because it's getting dark. Oh. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it comes around. So yeah, you gotta make your way through this maze. But yeah, there's this brace right here, that brace right there, I was able to pull that off, make just enough room for my little ass to get in there and get that line off and take it in and get a new one made, and or get the splice in it, because they couldn't make a new one because they didn't have the special fitting for where the hose goes on to the steel line where it connects there. They didn't have the fitting for that, so just told them to cut the bad spot out, and at least that way I could get because of course sitting right out there by the highway, and but it's fixed. Just gotta clean it all up. Probably throw my clothes that I was wearing away, because I'm sure none of that oil's coming out. But yeah, it was a oily mess, just running along, and all of a sudden seemed like I was starting to lose some hydro, so I opened the door and stepped out on the side there and looked back, and there was just nothing but oil puking all over the place back here. I didn't know if it was oil or coolant or what, and then by the time I turned around and reached in the cab to pull the hydro back, all the buzzers started going off, and so I reached in and pulled the hydro and just hit the key, shut her down, because yeah, all the buzzers and alarms and everything started going off, because this belt right here, this big one, that drives, that's your hydro pump right up. Yeah, that's your hydro pump right up there. And then, so it drives the hydro, it drives the thresher, because that's your thresher clutch. But yeah, it soaked that belt, and that's why it started slipping that belt and started losing everything. But I got it unloaded and pulled the head off of it and brought it up here so I can wash it all off. Hopefully get as much oil off them belts as I can. So that was my fun day for the day, or fun thing for the day. I don't know, I probably got, after opening the field up, I probably got maybe 10 acres off the field, so that's where that's at. So I'm not gonna really, besides washing it down tonight, I'm done tonight. I ain't gonna go back out and play around with it anymore. So I'd like to, waiting for the pressure washer right now. Well, once Buddy gets here with that, then I'll either come back out tonight and wash it, or, because its yard lights are already coming on. The nice thing about filming, I guess, is it's actually shows up later than what it is. So but anyhow, that's where I'm gonna leave you for today. Enjoy.